difficult shot that so early in a match. Now, has he done any damage? It looks like he has. It's an easy starter for Stuart Bingham. And a decent chance to get in the opening frame. That black obviously not in its spot, but no problem getting on that in a few shots time. So a good opening this. That's a loose one from Stuart.
6.
Had to be either straight or high in this red. You see, he's just a little bit too low in the red. Not even sure whether he can play on the black this time. May have to risk some sort of cannon.
7.
Yeah, he judged it well. Was able to avoid the cannon in the first red.
Always knew that if he was too high for the back red, he'd have this one to middle.
15.
Yeah, it was a clever little cannon. Just released one or two more reds.
22.
He always looks well prepared, doesn't he, Stuart Bingham, Clive, for each event. I think he practices hard back home. And as you say, he's travelled the world even as an amateur.
23.
He enjoys the game, that's for sure.
Well, I think you've hit it there, Alan. He loves the game, he wants to play, and throughout his career he's always been looking for tournaments to play in. Any tournament at Pontins in Prestatyn in North Wales, you'd usually find him there. Bit, that was a bit near Jorish.
29. 30. 37. 38.
'Thing that really impresses me about Stuart Bingham, Clive,
45.
is a wonderful technique he has, doesn't he? He's a great ball striker. For me, he's in the top probably 6 or 8 players in the world purely as a ball striker. Hits it very well.
46.
And in the last few seasons he's found the secret of putting together series of big wins. Throughout his career he always had the odd big win here and there, but couldn't seem to put them together. But he's now up to 10th in the world rankings.
53. 54.
And was briefly as high as 6th. But you do get a lot of fluctuations with the rankings being adjusted after every ranking tournament.
Yeah, that was clever there from Stuart Bingham, going up for the red top side of the blue. Of course, it enabled them to get the pink back in the spot, and also it's from 61 in
60.
front, so red pink or red black here. Put him past the point of Ricky Walden needing snookers. A good effort this.
61.
Looks a bit straight in the pink, but as I say, won't be too concerned about that.
Pink puts him 68 in front with only 67 on.
$67. 68.
The red gives him extra insurance in that Walden now needs multiple snookers.
$75.
Yeah, no positional heroics there from Stuart. Just quite happy. Keep Ricky off the table here. He knows the frame's long gone.
Stuart Bingham 75 on the frame.
A polished break of 75 gives Stuart Bingham the opening frame.
Welcome back to Coventry for the opening exchanges in the Champion of Champions tournament. It's the second match from Group 3 featuring Stuart Bingham and Ricky Walden. Bingham has taken the opening frame and has the edge in the second, but it is Walden who's at the table.
Ricky Walden 17.
Pink had a long way to travel.
Couldn't have missed it by any less, could he, there? I know it's hindsight, and hindsight is easy, but
What?
I think Ricky Walden could have easily potted the brown there. I know the pink he should have potted. I think the brown was a certainty, but I don't think he looked at it. He's handed the chance straight back to Stuart.
$8.
The difference being with Stuart Bingham in the balls here, he's not going to need either of the two reds on
No.
the right side cushion. 4 red blacks, including this one. Put him 2-0 up.
$16.
Yeah, just taking a few seconds here, Stuart Bingham. He knows, I mean, he should mop these 3 reds up without too much problem, but he's just deciding which way he wants to go about it. Doesn't want to make any silly errors.
$17. $24. $25. $32.
Wow,
Stuart Bingham, 32.
that was frame ball, barring snookers.
I think I could just see Stuart Bingham as he got up off the shot. He said the word why. Exactly. So he's still asking himself. He should have really just stunned the red in. Pink was obviously waiting over the hole, the far right corner. He's given Ricky Walden half a chance that he should never have had.
Well, Bingham knows he should have been 2-0 up by now. So he's going to be pretty sore if he does lose this frame.
Especially if this double goes in. Worth a try. Only Reddy could leave was that one.
And the pink was potable from anywhere. Played that well, knew there was a chance of that outcome if the red didn't go in.
Spider.
Looks tricky this, but if he can make contact with the red on just off the baulk cushion, he shouldn't do any major damage here, Ricky Walden. At least it would keep him in the frame. That should be okay unless the red passes the green to the middle. If it does, you can be sure Stuart will take it on. Once again, only Reddy could leave is that one, so it's worth a try. Just weighing things up here. If he goes for this and misses it, he's just looking at what he's going to leave for Ricky Walden. Now if he does miss it, Ricky Walden could spring the red off the baulk cushion and get the cue ball in behind the brown somewhere. I just wonder if that's what he's thinking. Maybe just wants to keep the upper hand in the safety exchange for a few more shots. Almost a chess move that, Clive, isn't it? It's saying to Ricky Walden, you have to make the first move here.
Well, there's a lot of that sort of thinking in top class snooker. Plenty of it from you, Alan.
And I'm rubbish at chess.
Playing it that way, the pink was always guarding the pocket.
Yeah, now can Ricky play a tell-in safety? Wants to catch this really thin, this red.
Far.
Well, that does surprise me.
Ricky Walden 6.
Stuart Bingham didn't see that coming. And the 6-point bonus is going to come in handy, because what it does mean is baulk colours will now be good enough from these 3 reds to win the frame for Ricky Walden. The green's going to be crucial as well.
Chance for a winning clearance then. Oh,
1.
he's never snookered himself on the brown, has he? Should still be all right with blue to middle.
Yeah, good recovery. His heart would have skipped a beat there when he dropped behind the other red.
6.
And he was playing for the brown, because what he was going to do was pot the brown and just kiss the green into open play. Can maybe do that off this red, mind you. Has to get past the other red. And he's just about done it.
7.
So, can he just kiss this green into open play? No, he'll definitely play it, that's for sure. So one good shot and the frame's in his hands. Couldn't have played it any worse, could he?
Well, he's cannoned the wrong side of the green, and now the brown has come back on its own spot, so he can't pot the red. Bad mistake.
Yeah, it was a good chance, wasn't it? It's going to beg in now.
Ricky Walden 11.
Cannoned the green full ball and pushed the cue ball away. He wanted to be slightly on the inside of the green. Played the swerve well and got the red past the middle pocket.
Yeah, he's done well there, Clive, hasn't he? He was in deep trouble there, Ricky Walden. That was in the lap of the gods where the white and red were going to finish there. He'll happily settle for that. Good riposte again from Stuart, keeping the pressure on. He was unlucky, in fact, not to kiss the pink onto the back cushion. I think that's what he tried. Got second prize, as you see.
.26 the difference.
Was a good hit, but he's left the red. And you have to fancy Stuart Bingham to knock this red in. This is probably at least 8 or 9 out of 10, I would say he would knock this in, probably nearer the 9 out of 10. A little bit of pressure on it though, because the frame, as we said, should have been long gone.
And any colour will do. So Bingham is going to win the frame after all. He's made harder work of it than he should have
6.
done. With 3 reds left. The third last red was very simple.
8.
But he hammered it, it wobbled, and briefly Walden
11.
had a chance to pull the frame out of the fire.
Stuart Bingham 11 and the frame.
So it is 2-0 to Bingham.
Welcome back to the Champion of Champions tournament. It's the second Group 3 match between Bingham and Walden. Bingham in control, having taken the opening 2 frames, but facing a tough shot in the opening exchanges of frame 3.
Can just reach the potting angle by the look of it. But that wasn't the potting angle.
Yeah, in all honesty, it was a bit of a lash, wasn't it? No real control about it. And of course, the worst thing is the red's gone in and out of bulk, gone back into the cluster of reds and developed 4 or 5 of them. And handed a decent chance back to Stuart here. Does he still run marathons, Ricky Walden, Clive? I know he used to.
Well, he certainly ran the New York Marathon. Got very keen on running. As, of course, is Ronnie O'Sullivan, who took great pride in finishing 25th in the Essex Cross Country Championship. Essex being a very strong running county.
Seven. Eight.
Talking of marathons, he's been second best by a distance, hasn't he, so far, Ricky, this afternoon. That little reprieve maybe from Stuart Bingham, that was a
15.
really poor positional shot he's just played. Disgusted with it.
Yes, somehow or other Bingham manoeuvred the cue ball through the gap, where all he was trying to do is just nudge it either side. That would have been fine.
Stuart Bingham 15.
Well, at least that's made both pink and black potable.
it's a big frame this, isn't it, for both players? Obviously if Stuart can win it, 3 up with 4 to go, he'd be 90-95% home, you would think. When I say home, that is to be back out there centre stage later this evening against Judd Trump for a place in Saturday's semi-finals.
First round losers receive £5,000. Group final losers 10,000. Then losing semi-finalist 20, runner-up 50, and the champion of champions himself 100,000. Last season, Bingham earned 264,000, which was by far his best financially. Good safety from him there.
Yeah, that's what Barry Hearn's brought to our sport now, Clive, isn't it? His opportunity. Somewhere between 25 and 30 tournaments for players to enter if they wish to. Plenty of money out there to be won. It's not easy though. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
One red has flicked off another and given Bingham this chance.
One.
Yeah, controlled
6.
that blue well, does Stuart Bingham. Can't play for the black here, I don't think, unless he can play a little soft cannon off the other red. That's what he's trying, it looks like. So if this works out, he should win the frame. That's absolutely
7.
perfect. Yeah, clever little shot there as well. Just finishing high in this red. Can round the back of the black here, more than likely.
14.
The black in the same pocket. There you see it. Just a little half ball cannon off the second red. Developed it. Finished perfect on the black.
15.
Do either or both of those reds on the pink spot go already, or do they have to be cannoned into better positions?
You still get a little bit of work to do because I don't
22.
think the black goes to left corner. So top side of the blue is a must. So he's made sure of that.
23.
One good positional shot here. Blue puts him 46, so one more red and high value colour. He'll have that 3-0 lead. Almost hit that too well. Oh, now these are tricky.
28.
Said a couple of times today, he's such a good ball striker. That was an example of it. the action that he got in the cue ball, and he held it more than he intended. To say this is missable. Ah, well played.
29.
So 52 in front,
34.
only 51 on.
$35.
So this is going to be 3-0. Walden yet to show any form. Highest break thus far, 17.
42. 43.
Whereas this is Bingham's fourth break over 30. $75, $32, $32.
50.
And now this effort, his highest contributions.
51. $58. 60. Stuart Bingham 60 and a frame.
One-way traffic so far, and with that 60 break, Stuart Bingham arrives at a 3-0 lead.
Welcome back to the Champion of Champions tournament. It's Bingham against Walden in a match that will determine who plays trump in the Group 3 final. The odds favour Bingham, who has taken the opening 3 frames and is just one away from the win.
Really does strike those type of shots very well indeed. Oh no, this has gone wrong. That's end of break. Bad mistake
41.
that is, Clive.
Yeah, cue ball slid off the developing cannon.
No.
Wanted a fuller contact, which even at the worst would have held him on red to left corner, but the thin flick left him out of position.
Stuart Bingham 41.
Still 3-0 and 45-0. Looking good for a place in the group final this evening against Judd Trump.
I was watching Ricky practice earlier today, Clive. He looked as good as ever, but then all these guys do in the practice table, don't they?
Well, that's true, and it may be that he simply just not had enough chances this afternoon to get into any kind of rhythm. It's a different game where you're getting chances all the time. It's a different game when you're practicing, because you set your own rhythm. You don't have to worry about an opponent.
Yeah, it's a good point, that is, Clive. And if you do miss a shot, you just put it back up again and pot it. It's not like that out there in the main arena. If, and I say if, Ricky Walden goes on and loses this match, sometimes you can just put it down to a bad day at the office, can't you? I suppose sometimes you have to be a little bit philosophical about it.
Well, with so many tournaments, you're going to have your share of defeats. Some players more than others, but here he's been thinking for 2 minutes, 2 minutes 5 about this.
That's a beautiful safety shot from Ricky Walden. Well thought out. Took over 2 minutes, as we see in the graphic. That was well worth the wait, wasn't it? And just pushed 2 or 3 reds into the open as well. So all's not lost.
This is not very inviting either. Now, has he got away with that? I think he has.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, couldn't it? Another one of the stats of this match. There you see it. Long pot success for Ricky Walden. 0%, that is. Stuart Bingham at 50% long pot success. That's probably just below average for players of this standard, but perfectly acceptable.
Yes, coming into half an hour since Walden has potted a ball. Maybe a chance to get Walden in behind the green from this safety. Well, if that was his intention, he hit that much too thick.
It was a rare bad safety shot from Stuart Bingham. His safety's been top notch today. He's really kept Ricky Walden in the long grass at regular intervals. Now, has Ricky done any damage here? I think he's covered the red. Oh no, he hasn't. Now then, is this the chance that Stuart Bingham has been waiting for?
Well, it's a bit unlucky to leave the red hanging over the pocket, but at the same time you could so that he didn't get the cue ball on the baulk cushion.
One.
So this is a frame and match winning chance for Bingham.
And what a shot that was, wasn't it? Deep screw, top side of the blue spot.
Yeah, sure.
51 the lead.
6.
So 3 more reds, high value colours. It'll be a comprehensive 4-0 whitewash for the man from Essex.
Seven.
Even with a lot of left of centre striking, he hasn't got the cue ball above the blue.
Yeah, he's still got one more good shot to play, and it's this red. Pot this red,
Wow.
finished top side of the blue, and the match is as good as over. Like I say, effectively match ball.
$13.
And this time he is above the blue. Well, just not Walden's day.
18.
Hasn't been able to get going at all.
$19.
Yeah, pink doesn't pass, but I don't expect any mistakes in this blue. It's all about the pot. Be given this full concentration. Match ball this is.
$24.
Yeah, no heroics with the cue ball, and I don't blame him. There you see the graphic, 69 in front with 67 on.
Stuart Bingham, 24.
So that's one snooker needed from Walden to stay in the match. I thought Bingham would complete a cleaner kill there. I expected him to go well past the post. So as long as it's only one snooker, there's still a glimmer. And if he were to get it, who knows? He could change the psychological balance of the match entirely.
I'll be more than happy though, Clive, won't he, Stuart Bingham, with his afternoon's work so far. He's been excellent, for all Ricky Walden's been poor. Stuart Bingham, He's done his job properly. Breaks a 75, 60, 41, a couple in the 30s. Not his best stuff, but well good enough to win.
And so often it's your bog standard average game which is important, because you can win an awful lot of matches with that standard of performance if you're a top player.
1.
Yeah, I have some sympathy with Ricky Walden. He's had a tough day. He'll just want out of there, get home and build for the UK in a week or 10 days or so's time.
Stuart Bingham 4.
Well, he's still going to battle on, even though the odds of pulling this frame out of the fire are very long. But that is it. Walden just couldn't get going. Bingham was pretty solid. Bingham wins by 4 frames to 0, and he will provide the opposition for Judd Trump this evening in the group final.